Okay, good evening, dear grade 8 students. This is Mr. Abdurrahman Dawi, another quick video. I hope that this video helps you with your preparation to the exam. So let's start immediately with it. The exam is going to be including the topics that I told you, and I'm just going to revise a few things with you to help you understand a few things. Now, when we talk about factorizing, this is the first thing that you see in front of you here is factorize. When I say factorize, it means that I need to create two brackets at the side of it that I'm gonna add values. Okay, the first part of it is that you take the first term in the equation and you divide it according to what is it. You're gonna leave x here and leave x here because factorizing, remember that, is the opposite thing of expanding. In factorizing and expanding, you multiply. In factorizing, basically you divide. Okay, so when you factorize, you try to make this form here. Okay, the complicated part is to think about what to add here next to the x. This is the thing that students get confused with. And when we studied it, I told you that you look at the third term here. Okay, you look at the 20, and that 20, it has to be expressed in two ways. You need to express 20 as a multiplication of two numbers and also as an addition of two numbers. Why is that? Because these two numbers that you're gonna multiply, they will represent the 20, and when you add them, they will represent the midterm that you see in front of you here, the 9x. Okay, so when you think about it, 20 is a number that, what is the multiples? 20 is a multiple of these numbers, so we'll do it slowly so you understand. 20 could be produced from multiplying 1 by 20, 2 by 10, 3 is not going to be involved. 4, you can do it with 4 by multiplying by 5, and then things will start flipping. 5 by 4, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, and 10, and then you're gonna do the 21. Okay, so the idea is that when you do this method, it's repeating itself. You're just gonna divide. So basically, you have three choices: either to pick 1 and 20, you're gonna put 1 and 20 here, or you're gonna put 2 and 10, or you're gonna put 4 and 5. How you decide which one to pick? We said that when you try to do that, always think of it as two things. What is the numbers that when we multiply, they give us 20, and when we add them or subtract them, they are close to 9. So ideally, using your mathematical skills of your brain, you will understand that 4 could be multiplied, 4 and 5, when we multiply them, they give us 20, and when we add it, they give us 9. So 4 and 5, they're going to be the numbers to be added to this bracket. So you say that x here, and another thing to pay attention to is the sign of the number. What do you have here? You have positive, right? It means that the two numbers, they could be one of two things. It could be minus 4 by minus 5, or 4 by 5, because this gives you 20 and this gives you 20. So how you decide which one? Is it the minus 4 by minus 5 or the 4 by 5? You look at the sign of the middle term here. If it's positive, it means that you have to pick this one. If it's positive, it means that you need to pick this one. You know why? Because when you add minus 4 and minus 5, they give you minus 9. But when you add 4 and 5, they give you 9. So this is how you know what you're doing. So keep in mind these rules and these methods. Actually, you have the notes, but I just wanted to revise it with you quickly. So you're gonna multiply, you're gonna expand this way, x, and you're gonna have plus 5, and you're gonna have plus 4. This is how you factorize. Okay, now this is the normal factorizing of quadratic, by the way. This is related to quadratic factorization. Now let's talk about another example showing you this. This example is talking about when you are factorizing, it's called difference of two squares, okay, or difference of squares or two squares. It has a different shape here. As you can see, the equation here, it has this form. It has a form of having three terms. But this one, this equation here, it is missing the term at the middle, the bx. The steps to do it was clear in your notebook. First of all, you create two brackets since you are gonna factorize, and then you look at that term. If it's a square, you're gonna add m here, and you're gonna add m here, because m by m is m squared. After that, you look at the minus this one here. When you look at it, you're trying to find the square root of it. Okay, you're gonna try to find the square root of it. So when you think about it as a minus 1 or as a 121, 121 could be produced from multiplying 11 by 11. Okay, so when you try to square root the 121, you're gonna end up by having 11. You're gonna take that 11, you're gonna put it here, and you're gonna put it here, and you're gonna put two opposite signs here. Okay, so if you add it, you can, it doesn't matter the order, by the way. You can say m minus 11 multiplied by m plus 11. This is how the factorization of difference of two squares happens. Okay, so just find the square root of this number. This is the only difficult part, and you remember how you can find it. Basically, it's the same number multiplied by itself. It could be 11 and 11. If I said 144, 144 is actually 12 by 12. If I said 169, is actually representing 13 by 13. Try to use that, try to get used on it so you improve your skills in doing it quickly. Now, when it comes to the indices, I have one note to add to you, and actually many notes of them. Just remember these rules, guys. When you are trying to multiply two numbers, and these numbers, they have two different powers or an index or indices, we say that they could be expressed as a to the power of m plus n. Okay, and if I am dealing with dividing, remember that a could be expressed with the power of m minus n. Another thing, if you have a with the power of m and all of that has the power of n, you can express a as the power of m multiplied in n. Another indice rule, if you have a to the power of half, remember that it's representing the square root of a. And if you have a to the power not of half, to the power of, let's say, m over n, okay, this could be represented as the root of a, but you have to keep in mind that this is representing n. Okay, while the whole thing is gonna be to the power of m. This is another rule of indices. Okay, another thing, if you have a as a minus m like this, this could be represented as 1 over a to the power of n. All of these are indices laws. Try to check them before the exam, and I hope that you do good in tomorrow's exams. Good night for now, and see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.